Hello and welcome to NewsHour, live from the BBC World.
A spokesman for Prince Andrew today declined to comment after a woman who claims she was brought to the UK as a teenager to have sex with him.
Breaking news that's just coming into us, which is that Prince Andrew has reached a financial settlement with Virginia.
When they opened up to Oprah, Harry and Meghan again hit the reputation of the monarchy hard.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What? They have been their own worst enemy, it is true. I mean, I don't think limitless scandal and explosions can leave the monarchy intact. It is a dumpster fire, actually. I mean, it's been a pretty rough, well, certainly a very rough 5 years at any rate.
So then can I ask this in as blunt a way as possible? Does the monarchy survive the 21st century?
Well, I do think the monarchy survives, but I don't think it's going to have the same global luster, let's put it that way, that the Queen, with her extraordinary stature and rings of history around her, you know, 14 prime ministers, starting with Winston Churchill. There's no one who can have that kind of luster and radiance, and, you know, and stature, frankly. Again, very unlikely. But it'll be a different kind of monarchy, but I believe it will survive.
Tell me if I'm wrong. One portrait that I felt like was being repeatedly painted in the book was one of a royal family writ large that is, for the most part, pretty disconnected from the reality of you and me and people who are watching this interview.
It is disconnected, and the interesting thing about the story, the royal story, and certainly the story that I was telling, was the way themes, you know, reassert themselves again and again. There's the monarchy, the institution, 1,000-year-old white Protestant privilege fortress, as it were, which moves like a glacier. And then there are these human beings who inhabit it, who are like any family. There are, you know, the successes, the failures, the weak ones, the strong ones, the miscreants, the sort of the tension between the institution and these very human, very fallible people who inhabit it. And a lot of what we're going to see is about what these people elect to do as individuals in that constriction of the monarchy.
Buckingham Palace has confirmed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will not be returning as
one of the royal family's most popular members, a man for whom, over the years, there's been great sympathy and admiration, now faces a very different future. The way back to royal duty has been closed.
Do you see a possible future where the royal family brings Harry and Meghan back into the fold?
I do see a possibility in Charles's reign. I think that Charles wants Harry back, actually, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's a question of whether pride on both sides can effect a rapprochement. I think they've got to now have a period where there is some calm. Of course, Prince Harry doesn't want that to happen. I mean, he's busy lobbing his grenades from Montecito and is going to publish his own memoir, his own tell-all memoir in the fall, which I think is awaited with a lot of trepidation, frankly, about what's he going to do now to destabilize things just at the moment when, you know, they're going to be like that. There's a real anxiety about that. So it's a question of let's get through the book and then we'll see what happens.
If you were to venture an opinion here, do you think Harry and Meghan made a mistake?
I personally think that they could have accomplished a tremendous amount within the royal family. And that's certainly the way Diana always lived her life. I mean, Diana, after all, there's a lot of comparison with Diana, but Diana actually did stay there for 16 years, and she didn't leave the royal family. She hated it, but she also saw that it was an amazing platform for her to for her humanitarian causes. And she stayed living in Kensington Palace, after all. She didn't leave Kensington Palace. That was her power base, and she knew it. I think they could have accomplished more while being still hanging on to the platform of, you know, their royal service.
Not quite the welcome they were hoping for. At one of the first places William and Kate were supposed to visit, protests forced the couple to cancel.
This is our land. This is our property.
We're moving on.
and we intend to attain in short order our development goals and fulfill our true ambitions as an independent, developed, prosperous country.
An independent Jamaica.
Awkward moment for William. I think that his feeling would have been actually emotionally sympathetic to it, because I think William, as a modern young Briton, would actually agree with the sentiment. But the role he's playing, it put him in a very awkward spot. But I think really I know what he thinks is that these kind of Commonwealth tours have to be utterly rethought. In some ways, they haven't changed since the Queen and Prince Philip were going there and standing up in the Land Rover and sort of, making their sort of, looking down gestures, as it were, to the people of those nations. And I think you're not going to see William and Kate doing those kind of tours anymore.
The ceremony is unchanged, but the politics are new. The Queen has seen much in her reign.
A line from your book in which you quote the Queen, who said, "I have to be seen to be believed." And that was a great hint at both the fragility of the monarchy, but also the power of it that you're talking about.
Absolutely. I mean, the Queen has never been in any doubt that she served the British nation. She regards her life as serving the nation. She didn't see herself as like ruling the British nation. She knows that she's there essentially at the will of the British people. But I think the monarchy can still be of great national importance and even international importance. And I think there's time enough for William to grow enough to have quite a bit of gravitas, because William has something else. He's Diana's son. And as Diana's son, he will always be first in the nation's hearts.
Can I ask you one more question? Why do you keep coming back to this topic? The royals, the royal family. You've had a fascination with them.
I am fascinated by the royals because it is a quintessential dramatic and fascinating situation to have human beings living in such a gilded cage and in such constrained situations, and yet trying to be human, trying to be normal. That's a very interesting dynamic. There's something just deeply fascinating just about the human predicament these people are in.
Tina Brown, what a joy to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you.